Hey, it's Erik, and welcome to the video conversation this week. First of all, thanks to everyone who took the time to join in my 2 telephone town hall meetings that I had recently. Great input, great feedback, and it's a great opportunity for me to get your insights so I can more effectively represent you. We're going to get right to our questions now, and actually the first comes from Bill in Coon Rapids. And Bill writes in, "Dear Congressman Paulson, Congress must start down the path of providing adequate resources, especially for the students most in need, to realize the full potential of the recently enacted Every Student Succeeds Act. The law passed last year is now being implemented, and it is so important to make sure the reforms that were made in the bill actually get put into place. Investing in our children is investing in our nation's future. I urge you to do everything in your power to see this law succeed. Sincerely, Bill." Actually, what Bill is referring to is the bipartisan legislation that was signed into law last year called the Every Student Succeeds Act. It was to replace the failed No Child Left Behind law that was implemented many years ago that had federal oversight instead of state control and local control on education matters. The goals are good because I do believe that when our local administrators, local teachers, local superintendents are in charge, we have much better results when our parents and students are interacting at the local level. Unfortunately, recently the Department of Education just rolled out some new regulations that return to national standards, reversing the intent of the law to allow local control. The House just recently rejected those regulations, and now hopefully the Senate will pass as well, and we will move in a different direction to making sure local control continues at our schools. Next up is actually a phone call that I received from Ann in Mound, who called in asking for my support of a bill that was recently introduced. It's called the Pets and Women's Safety Act, or the PAWS Act. And thanks for letting me know of your support for this legislation, and you'll be proud to know that I actually have signed on as a co-sponsor. Many people may not realize this, but studies have shown that 1/3 of domestic violence victims prolong their abusive relationships out of concern for the well-being of their pets. And so what this legislation does is it makes sure that violence against the pets of a domestic violence victim will be counted as a violation of a protection order, which is very important. Further complicating things is there are only about 3% of domestic abuse shelters that accommodate pets, and so there's also a pilot program in this legislation that allows us to look at more opportunities for having these types of shelters accommodate pets as well. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to join in with your thoughts, your ideas. Continue to participate in my outreach, and you can reach me out anytime on the website at paulson.house.gov, of course on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook. Have a wonderful weekend and a great week.